Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to crochet step by step this beautiful baby summer dress. It's for baby girls between 3 and 6 months, but you can easily make it smaller or bigger from a newborn size in up to 12 to 24 months. In the information box below, I'll go ahead and leave you some information on how you can easily make it smaller or bigger, so be sure to check that out. And as always, if you prefer a written pattern, check out my Etsy shop. I'll leave the link to my Etsy shop up here on the right hand side and in the description box below. Thank you so much for your support. Now, make sure to comment below and let me know if you want me to make a matching diaper cover, baby beauties, or perhaps a little bonnet. I'll gladly go ahead and do that, but make sure to comment. Now, to make the little dress, this is the yarn that I used. This is DK weight yarn, but you can also use any number 3 or 8 ply. For the 3 to 6 month size, I used a total of 135 grams, which is about 125 grams in the primary color and about 10 grams in the secondary color, which equals to about 435 yards or about 400 meters. Depending on the size that you make, you may need less or more. You will also need two 12mm size buttons. Depending on the size that you make, you may need smaller size or bigger size buttons. Now, I will also show you how to make this adorable little bow. Okay, let's get started. Don't forget to subscribe and activate the notifications bell. And remember, all of my tutorials are always in English and in Spanish. Thank you so much for watching. To begin, I'll be using this 3mm crochet hook, and today I'm using DK weight yarn. You can also use any number 3 or 8 ply. At the beginning of the video, I showed you the yarn that I'm using, and I told you how much yarn we're going to need for the size that we're making here in this tutorial. I'm using acrylic yarn, but you can also use cotton weight yarn. And remember, at the end of the tutorial, I always leave you the finished measurements. Gauge information is always in the description box, and as we work each section, I always give you measurements as well. So here, to begin, I have 62 chains. This chain without stretching, it's measuring about 29 centimeters, which is about 11.5 inches. Now, if your chain is off by 1 centimeter less or more, it's okay. Continue with the next step. So here, to begin, into the 4th chain from the hook, 1, 2, 3, 4. Into the 4th chain, make a double crochet. Here we're going to start with the yoke. These 3 chains here at the beginning count as 1 double crochet. Here for this section, which is for the first front panel, I'm going to make a total of 9. So I have 2. Into the next chain, make a double crochet. That's 3. I have 9 double crochets, including the 3 chains for the first front panel. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Now, for the first corner, chain 1. For the next section, which is for the sleeves, make 12 double crochets. So into the next chain, make a double crochet. Before you continue, place a stitch marker in the chain space to mark the corner. Make sure that you do that because from here on in this chain space is where we're going to make our increases. Now continue and make 12 double crochets. I made these 12 double crochets for the first sleeve. Now for the second corner, chain 1. For the next section, make 18 double crochets. So into the next chain, make a double crochet and continue until you have 18. I made these 18 double crochets for the back side. Now for the third corner, chain 1. For the next section, I'm going to make 12 double crochets, and this is going to be for the second sleeve. So into the next chain, make a double crochet and continue until you have 12. I made these 12 double crochets for the second sleeve. Now for the fourth corner, chain 1. Here for the last section, you should be left with 9 chains. So into each one of these chains, make a double crochet. And this is going to be for the second front panel. Finish row 1. I'll come back and show you what we need to do next. I finished making these last 9 double crochets. This completes row 1. At the end of row 1, I have a total of 60 stitches. Each front panel has 9 stitches. Each sleeve has 12 stitches, and for the back side I have 18 stitches. I'm not counting the chain spaces, I'm only counting the double crochets, so I have a total of 60 double crochets at the end of row 1. Now row 1 is being worked on the right side. For row 2, chain 1, and turn. Now in this second row we're going to work single crochets, and we're going to make them on top of each one of these double crochets, but we're going to make them through the back loop only. The first stitch and the last stitch is the only stitch that we're going to make through both loops. So to begin here, on top of the first double crochet through both loops, make your first single crochet. Now for each remaining double crochet up to the last one, make a single crochet through the back loop only, like this. And you're going to do this until you come to the corner. So that's 2, 9. I have 9 single crochets. 8 of them are through the back loop only. The first one is through both loops. Now, if you prefer to go through both loops, that's fine. The design is going to be a little bit different than mine for the yoke. Now, in the chain space of each corner, remove the stitch marker, insert your hook, and make a single crochet, 2 chains, single crochet. Make sure to always return the stitch marker to mark the corner. Now for each remaining double crochet, you're going to make a single crochet through the back loop only, just like this. And when you come to the corners, the 3 that remain, you're going to do the exact same thing. Single crochet, 2 chain, single crochet. And that's how you're going to continue for row 2. I'll meet you here at the end to show you how we're going to finish this row. I'm here at the end of row 2. Now to finish here at the end, we have the 3 chains. Insert your hook into this third chain and make a single crochet. And here is row 2. At the end of this second row, you should have 68 single crochets. I'm not counting the chain 2 spaces for each corner. Each front panel has 10 stitches, each sleeve has 14 stitches, and for the back side I have 20 stitches. So that's a total of 68 single crochets at the end of row 2. Row 2 was worked on the wrong side. Now for row 3, chain 2 and turn. Now these 2 chains never count as a stitch. To begin, on top of the first stitch through both loops, make a double crochet. Now into each one of the single crochets, you're going to make a double crochet through the back loop only, like this. And you're going to do this until you come to the first corner. That's 2, 10. I have 10 double crochets. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And I did these through the back loop only. 9 of them are through the back loop only, and the first one is through both loops. Now in the chain space of each corner, remove the stitch marker. So in the chain 2 space here, insert your hook and make a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Return the stitch marker to mark the corner, and then continue working 1 double crochet through the back loop only for each of the single crochets. So beginning here, insert your hook through the back loop of the first stitch of the next section and make a double crochet. And this is how we're going to continue for row 3. Again, row 3 is being worked on the right side. For each corner, you're going to do the same thing. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Continue. I'll meet you here at the end of this third row to show you how we're going to finish it. I'm here at the end of row 3. In this row, we have worked double crochets. So here at the end, into the last stitch through both loops, make your last double crochet. Remember that the first stitch and the last stitch, whether you're making the single crochet or the double crochet, you always go through both loops for the first and last stitch. Now at the end of row 3, I have a total of 76 stitches. Each front panel has 11 stitches. Each sleeve has 16 stitches, and for the back side I have 22 stitches. So that's a total of 76 stitches at the end of row 3. Row 3 was worked on the right side, and in this row we did double crochets. From here on, we're going to repeat these 2 rows, the double crochet row and the single crochet row. So for row 4, you're going to chain 1 and turn. I'm going to show you row 4 here, but you're going to continue on your own after row 4. So here to begin, on top of the first double crochet through both loops, make a single crochet. For each remaining stitch, you're going to make a single crochet through the back loop only. Here I'm going to make 11. That's 4, 11. I have 11 single crochets. Remove the stitch marker. In the chain space of each corner, you're going to make a single crochet, 2 chains, single crochet. That's how you're going to work each corner. Make sure to always return the stitch marker to mark each corner. And now for the next section, you're going to do the same thing, a single crochet through the back loop only for each stitch for each section, like this across. And when you come to the corners, you're going to do the same thing as I did here for the first one. Single crochet, 2 chain single crochets. Now at the end of this 4th row, you're going to have a total of 84 single crochets. Each front panel is going to have 12 stitches. Each sleeve is going to have 18 stitches. And for the back side, 24 stitches. Notice that at the end of each row from here on, the yoke is growing by 8 stitches. 1 stitch for each front panel, 2 stitches for each sleeve, and 2 stitches for the back side. So continue like this, repeating these 2 rows, and continue watching. I will let you know exactly how many rows I'm going to do for my yoke, and I will also give you the stitch count at the end of each row after row 4. So if you need that information, just continue watching. I will let you know exactly how many stitches you're going to have at the end of each row for each section. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the yoke, and then I'll come back and show you what we need to do next. I'm almost done with the yoke. I have done a total of 8 rows. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Row 8 is a single crochet row, and it was worked on the wrong side. Now, at the end of row 8, I have a total of 116 stitches. Each front panel has 16 stitches. Each sleeve has 26 stitches. And for the back side, I have 32 stitches. So that's a total of 116 stitches at the end of row 8. Like I said, row 8 was worked on the wrong side and a single crochet row. I wrote down the number of stitches that you need to have at the end of each row, beginning with row 1. Row 4 was the last row that we worked together. So at the end of row 4, you should have had 84 stitches, and this is how many stitches there should have been for each section, and same thing for the rest of the rows. If you want to take a screenshot, you can do it now. What we're going to do next here is row 9. For row 9, we're going to work the increases on each corner a little bit different. So to do this, chain 2 and turn. This part here is the same, just the corners that it's going to change. Beginning on top of the first single crochet, make a double crochet through both loops, and then you're going to work a double crochet through the back loop only until you come to the first corner. So here I have 3, 16 double crochets. Remove the stitch marker. In the chain 2 space of each corner, you're going to make 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 2 double crochets. And this is how you're going to work each corner. 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 2 double crochets. Now for the next section, same thing. You're just going to work a double crochet on each stitch, making sure to go through the back loop only. Then when you come to the corners, you're going to do the same thing. 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 2 double crochets. Go ahead and finish row 9. I'll meet you at the end. I finished row 9. I have a total of 132 stitches. Each front panel has 18 stitches. Each sleeve has 30 stitches, and for the back side I have 36 stitches. So that's a total of 132 stitches at the end of this 9th row. Now for row 10, chain 1 and turn. Beginning on top of the first stitch, make a single crochet, then 1 single crochet through the back loop only into each one of the stitches until you come to the corner. (18) Now in the chain 2 space of each corner, you're going to do the following: 2 single crochets, 2 chains, 2 single crochets. Return the stitch marker to mark each corner, and then continue with the same thing. Make 1 single crochet through the back loop only for each stitch across, just like this. For each corner, remember you're going to do the same thing: 2 single crochets, 2 chains, 2 single crochets. Continue, finish row 10. I'll meet you at the end. I finished row 10. In this row I did single crochets all around, and I have a total of 148 stitches. Each front panel has 20 stitches, each sleeve has 34 stitches, and for the back side I have 40 stitches. So that's a total of 148 stitches at the end of row 10. The yoke is done. Now let me give you the measurement. This measurement here right across, it's measuring about 9 centimeters, which is about 3.5 inches. The chest measurement, just the top, it's measuring about 18 centimeters, which is about 7 inches. So to continue here and divide the sleeves, this is going to be row 1 of the skirt. So chain 2, turn, beginning on top of the first, single crochet through both loops, make a double crochet. Now into the next stitch and up to the first corner, make a double crochet through the back loop only, like this. Here you should have 20, so go ahead and make these 20 double crochets. I will meet you here to show you how we're going to separate the first sleeve. I made these 20 double crochets for the first front panel. Now we have the first corner, remove the stitch marker, and in the chain 2 space here, make 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Now to separate the first sleeve, chain 4. You can add more chains here if you want. The important thing is that at the end of this row, you need to have multiples of 5. Now to separate the first sleeve, skip these 34 stitches, and in the chain 2 space of the second corner, insert your hook and make 3 double crochets. There. And this is how it looks. Now continue along the back side, working 1 double crochet through the back loop only of each stitch. Here for the back, I have 40 stitches. So you should have 40 double crochets plus the 3 that I did here in this corner. So continue like this. I will meet you here. This is corner number 3 to show you how we're going to separate the second sleeve. I made these 40 double crochets for the back side plus the 3 that I did here in the second corner. I have 43 stitches up to here. Now remove the stitch marker here, and in the chain 2 space of the third corner, make 3 double crochets. So that here for the back side, you should now have 46 stitches. And that's how it looks. Now to separate the second sleeve, chain 4. Skip the next 34 stitches, and in the chain 2 space of the fourth corner, make 3 double crochets. There. Now, for the remaining stitches, make a double crochet through the back loop only. Here you should have 23 stitches as well, just like we did with the first front panel. Go ahead and finish this first row. I'll meet you at the end to show you how we're going to finish this row. I'm here at the end of row 1. Now here at the end, this is the last double crochet. Make a double crochet through both loops. To finish the row, we're going to join now. So here, go on top of the first double crochet, not the chains, and join with a slip stitch. And this is how I finish row 1. In this row, we have separated the sleeves. At the end of this row, you should have a total of 100 stitches, which is multiples of 5. Each front panel has 23 stitches. For the back here, I have 46 stitches, and under each sleeve, I have 4 stitches. So that's a total of 100 stitches at the end of this first row. From here on, this is going to be the back of the little dress, and this is going to be the front. Now, for row 2, we're going to start the pattern here. You're going to chain 3. The 3 chains counts as 1 double crochet. Into this same stitch, which is the first double crochet, make a double crochet, then chain 2, and then make 2 double crochets all in this same stitch. Here I made the first fan for this row, which will consist of 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 2 double crochets. Now skip 1 double crochet, and into the next 2 make 1 double crochet. Skip 1 stitch, and into the next make a fan. Again, these fans are going to consist of 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 2 double crochets. Now if you want your skirt to be a bit fuller with more volume, then go ahead and use a slightly bigger hook, maybe a 3.5mm hook. I'm going to stick with the 3mm. Again, skip 1, and into the next 2 make 1 double crochet. And this is your repeat sequence up to here. You're going to make a fan, skip 1, then 2 double crochets, skip 1. Here I'm going to skip 1, and into the next I'm going to make a fan. Here I'm going to work this part here until I come to the chains under the sleeve so that you can see what you need to do. There's nothing special, you just follow the same sequence. Skip 1, and into the next 2, 1 double crochet, skip 1, and into the next a fan, skip 1, and into the next 2, 1 double crochet, skip 1, and into the next a fan, skip 1, and into the last double crochet in the first chain, make a double crochet in each stitch. Skip the second chain, and in the third chain, make a fan. Skip the fourth chain, and in the first and second double crochet for the next section, make a double crochet. Skip 1, and into the next a fan. There, this is how you're going to continue for the rest of the row. You just follow the same sequence here. And this is how it looks. So continue like this, finish the second row. I will meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of the second row. To finish the row, we're going to go here to the beginning. We have the 3 chains. Insert your hook into the third chain and join with a slip stitch. And this is how I finish the second row. Now, I have a total of 20 of these fans. I'm just counting the fans, and there's 20. Now, for row 3, we're going to make 2 slip stitches. Make a slip stitch on top of the next double crochet and a slip stitch in the chain 2 space. Once here, chain 3, then make 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 3 double crochets. The fans for this row are going to be bigger. They're going to consist of 3 double crochets, 2 chains, 3 double crochets. Now for the 2 double crochets that we did here, you're going to make 1 front post double crochet on each double crochet. And then we have the next fan in the chain 2 space. Make a fan of 3 double crochets, 2 chains, 3 double crochets. and then 2 front post double crochets. And this is how you're going to continue all around. Finish the third row, I'll meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of the third row. I have a total of 20 fans. Now to finish the row, go here to the beginning, insert your hook into the third chain, and join with a slip stitch. Now for row 4, make 3 slip stitches, 1 slip stitch for each one of these 2 double crochets, and in the chain 2 space, make your third slip stitch. Once here, you're going to chain 3, then make 3 double crochets. 2 chains, 4 double crochets. In this row, I'm making the fans bigger. There, 4 double crochets, 2 chains, 4 double crochets. If you prefer to continue with this size fan, then you can do so. I'm going to make my fans this size for the rest of the skirt. So now make 2 front post double crochets, and in the chain 2 space of each fan, make 4 double crochets, 2 chains, 4 double crochets. And then 2 front post double crochets. Continue like this for row 4. I will meet you here at the end to show you how you're going to finish this row and how to start each row from here on, since you're going to continue on your own and work the rest of the skirt. I'm here at the end of row 4. In this row, we did these fans with 4 double crochets, 2 chains, 4 double crochets. Now, to finish this row, you always go here to the beginning, insert your hook into the third chain, and join with a slip stitch. That's how you're going to finish each row from here on, and at the end of each row, you're going to have 20 fans. Now to start each row, you're going to make 4 slip stitches, 1 slip stitch for each double crochet, and 1 slip stitch inside the chain 2 space. Let me show you. Here I'm going to make 3 slip stitches, 1 slip stitch for each double crochet, and in the chain 2 space, make your 4th one. Once inside the chain 2 space, you make 3 chains and then 3 double crochets. From here on, it's exactly how we worked the 4th row. Here's the first fan, 4 double crochets, 2 chains, 4 double crochets, and then make 2 front post double crochets. And in the chain 2 space of each fan, make a fan of 4 double crochets, 2 chains, 4 double crochets. And then 2 front post double crochets. And that's how you're going to continue for the rest of the skirt. To finish, you always go here to the beginning. In the third chain, insert your hook and make a slip stitch. And then to start each row, you make 4 slip stitches. Once inside the chain 2 space of the first fan, chain 3, and then repeat the same thing. Now, I'm not sure how many rows I'm going to do here, but continue watching. You'll see exactly how many rows I'm going to do. So continue, repeat row 4 over and over, and I'll meet you at the end of that row. I'm almost done with the skirt. This is how it looks. I love how this turned out. Now I have done a total of 16 rows here of the fan pattern, plus the row where we separated the sleeves. I have 17 rows here. Now at the end of row 17, I just joined to the beginning with a slip stitch, cut my yarn, pass my yarn through this last loop. The skirt as it is, it's measuring about from here to here, it's measuring about 22.5 centimeters, which is about 9 inches. Now, if you want to make more rows here and make the skirt longer or shorter, that's fine. You can make more rows or less rows. That would be up to you. So here to start with the hem, here at the end of the last row, I just joined to the beginning with a slip stitch, cut my yarn, pass my yarn through this last loop. Now, I have these last 2 front post double crochets on top of the first one. Insert your hook. I'm using the same hook size, and I'm using the white yarn here. Grab a loop, chain 1, and working around the post of each one of these double crochets, make a front post double crochet on each double crochet, just like this. Now we have the first fan. I'm going to work 4 front post double crochets here. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the chain 2 space, make 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Now make 4 front post double crochets. And this is how you're going to work each fan. 4 front post double crochets, 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets in the chain 2 space, and then 4 front post double crochets. And for the double crochets in between, 2 front post double crochets. Again, let me show you with the next fan. 4 front post double crochets, in the chain 2 space, make 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. And 4 front post double crochets. There, that's how it looks. And then continue with the repeat. 2 front post double crochets, and then work each fan in the same way how I showed you here. Continue like this all around for row 1 of the hem. I will meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of row 1 here for the bottom hem. Now to finish here, I just joined to the beginning with a slip stitch, cut my yarn, pass my yarn through this last loop. Now I'm going to make one more row, and I'm going to use the blue yarn here. So here to begin, we're going to go into this space between the double crochet and the fan, right before the first double crochet, the one that we joined into. Insert your hook there, grab a loop, and chain 1. Now make a single crochet into this same space, and now chain 2. Skip these 2 double crochets and into the next space, which is the space that's between the fan and the 2 double crochets. Make a single crochet, chain 2. Now I'm going to be working the single crochets into the space, not on top of the stitch. So you're going to skip 2 double crochets, and in the next space here, make a single crochet, chain 2. Skip 2 and into the next space, single crochet, chain 2. Skip 2, and in the chain space of the fan, make a single crochet, 2 chains, single crochet, 2 chains, skip 2, and into the next space, single crochet, chain 2, skip 2, and into the next space, single crochet, chain 2. And this is how we're going to work this last row. You simply skip 2 stitches and into the next space, make a single crochet, chain 2. I'm going to work this second fan here so that you can see how it looks. Once you get to the chain space here of each fan, you make a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, chain 2, skip 2, and so on. This is how you're going to continue all around, and this is how it looks. I'll meet you here at the end of this second row. I finished the second row. To finish here at the end, I just joined to the beginning with a slip stitch, cut my yarn, pass my yarn through this last loop, and this part here is done, and this is how it looks. It's absolutely beautiful. I love how this turned out. Now what we're going to do next are the sleeves. I went ahead and did the sleeves here already, but I'm going to go ahead and undo this part and show you how it's done. It's very easy and simple, so I'm going to remove this and then I'll come back and show you how to make the sleeves. Okay, so to do the sleeve, this is what we're going to do. We have these 4 chains here right under the sleeve. 1, 2, 3, 4, right in the center. I'm going to go into this space between the 2 double crochets and the fan here. Insert your hook there. I'm using the 3mm hook with the white yarn. Here, grab a loop and chain 1. Right into this same space here, make a single crochet. Now I'm going to make a single crochet in the middle of these 2 double crochets, so make a single crochet there. At the end of row 1 of the skirt, this is where we separated the sleeves, make a single crochet as well. So here I have 3 single crochets. Now I have the 34 single crochets that we left for the sleeve, so right into the first single crochet there, insert your hook and make a single crochet. Chain 2, single crochet. Chain 2, skip 2 single crochets and into the third, make a single crochet, 2 chains, single crochet, 2 chains, skip 2 single crochets and into the third, single crochet, 2 chains, single crochet. Again, chain 2, skip 2 single crochets and into the third, make a single crochet, 2 chains, single crochet. And this is how we're going to continue all around. So I'll meet you right here at the end. This is the last stitch of the 34 to show you how we're going to work this last section. I'm here at this other end of the sleeve. Now into the last single crochet of the 34 for the sleeve, I did a single crochet, 2 chain, single crochet. Now into this next row, this is row 1 where we separated the sleeves, make a single crochet here. Now after these 2 double crochets, there's a space there, make a single crochet, and right in the middle of the fan, right into this chain there, make a single crochet. So here I have 3 single crochets. Same thing here. So to finish here, go on top of the first single crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now cut your yarn, pass your yarn through this last loop. And the sleeve is done, and this is how it looks. Very pretty and dainty. Now we're going to do the same thing for the second sleeve. We have the 4 chains right in the middle, right there between the 2 double crochets and the fan. Insert your hook there and grab a loop. Pull it through and chain 1. Right into this same space, make a single crochet. Now in the middle of these 2 double crochets, make a single crochet. At the end of row 1 where we separated the sleeves, make a single crochet. Now into the first single crochet of the 34 for the sleeve, make a single crochet, 2 chains, single crochet, chain 2, skip 2 single crochets and into the third, make a single crochet, 2 chains, single crochet. And this is how you're going to continue. It's done exactly in the same way how we worked the first sleeve. So go ahead and finish the second sleeve. I'll come back and show you how we're going to work the neckline. I finished the second sleeve and this is how it looks. It's done exactly in the same way how I showed you here with the first one. Now we're going to continue with the back side. So we're going to start here at the bottom of the yoke and then we're going to continue around the neckline. So to begin, we're going to insert the hook, the same hook, the 3mm hook. This is row 1 of the skirt. This is where we separated the sleeves. Insert your hook there. I'm going to use the white yarn. Once here, chain 1 and make 2 single crochets at the end of this row. Now at the end of the next row in the single crochet space there, make a single crochet. At the end of the next row, this is a double crochet row, make 2 single crochets. 1 single crochet at the end of the next, 2 single crochets at the end of the next, and so on. There, I have 17 single crochets 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. In the foundation chain here, make a single crochet and one more to turn. So 2 single crochets here in the foundation chain. Now we're going to continue around the neckline, and this is what we're going to do. Chain 1, skip the first double crochet, and in the middle of these double crochets, make a single crochet, chain 1. Skip 2 double crochets, and then the next space make a single crochet, chain 1. Skip 2, and in the next space in the middle between the double crochets, make a single crochet, chain 1. Skip the 2, and in the middle of the next 2, single crochet, chain 1. Here for the corners, you just count the stitches, skip 2, and into the next space make a single crochet, chain 1. Single crochet, chain 1, and that's how you're going to continue all around. Now if you notice that this part here is a little tight around the neck, instead of making 1 chain, you can chain 2. I am reducing this part here a little bit because it's a small size that we're making here, but if you want to keep the same circumference here for the neckline, then you would be making 2 chains here instead of 1. I'm only going to make 1. I'm going to do this all around, so I'll meet you here at this other end to show you what we need to do next. I'm here at this other end of the neckline. Now here at the end, I chained 1, and into this last corner stitch, I did 2 single crochets so that we can turn here and work our way down this second from panel. So here we're going to work 2 single crochets into the next row. 1 single crochet at the end of the single crochet row, 2 single crochets at the end of the double crochet row, 1 single crochet at the end of the single crochet row, then 2 single crochets at the end of the double crochet row. And this is how we're going to work this part. Make sure that you have the same number of stitches as you did for the first front panel. There. Let's see how many I have. So here are the 2 that I did to turn. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19. I have 19 stitches here. Now in the middle, I'm going to make 1 single crochet. Now we're going to continue along this front panel, the first one that we worked, and I'm going to make 2 buttonholes. I'm going to make one here and the last one up here. So to do this, I'm going to go into the first single crochet of this side, and I'm going to make 1 single crochet there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 single crochets, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, and into the next make a single crochet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch, and into the next make a single crochet. And here are the 2 buttonholes. There's 1 right here, the chain space, and then there's 1 right here. If you want to add more buttonholes, that's fine, you can do that. Or if you only want to add 1, you can do that as well. Now around the neckline, into this next stitch, I'm going to make a single crochet, chain 1. In the chain space here, make a single crochet, chain 1. Single crochet, chain 1 into the next chain space, single crochet, chain 1 into the next chain space, and so on. This is how I'm going to work the neckline all around. Single crochet, chain 1 in the chain space, and this is how it looks. Continue like this all around. I'll meet you here at this other end to show you what we need to do next. I'm here at this other end of the collar. Into the last chain space, I did a single crochet. Now here at the end, into this corner stitch right there, make 2 single crochets so that we can easily turn and work our way down and finish this second front panel. For this part, all you're going to do is just work 1 single crochet on each stitch. So go ahead and finish this part. Here at the end, you're just going to join to the center stitch with a slip stitch, cut your yarn, pass your yarn through that last loop, and then this part is going to be done. So go ahead and do that. I'll come back and show you the finished dress and give you the finished measurements. Now that the dress is finished, I'm going to show you how to make this butterfly bow. Many of you have asked how you make it, so I'm going to show you here. I'm using this ribbon. This is 5/8 of an inch or 1.6 centimeters. You can use any ribbon size. Now I've cut my ribbon here. This is about 31 inches, which is about 90 centimeters. So to make the bow, the butterfly bow, what you do is you hold this tail end here with your little finger, and then you're going to go over your index finger and under your thumb, and you're going to repeat this until you have 2 loops on this side. This one doesn't count, so I have 1 loop here. Wrap it again. I have 2 loops on this side, 1 loop on this one. Now I have 2 loops on both sides. So now I'm going to bring this ribbon under, over, and under the bow here. You tie a knot right there, and you pull to tighten. And here's the bow. You can make it bigger by expanding the index finger and the thumb, which is what I did. Mine is a little bit bigger, but you get the idea. Here's the bow. You just take it off your fingers, and here's the little butterfly bow. What I'm going to do with mine is I'm going to attach maybe a little rosebud flower here right in the center, and then just sew it in with some needle and thread. Okay, I'm going to show you how to sew the little rosebud here. These are pre-made that I purchased from the fabric store. So I have my bow, I have the little pre-made flower. With a needle and thread, you're just going to attach them to the center here of the bow. Now we're going to attach it to the dress. Right in the center. I think that's about the center there. Go through the yarn and go through the ribbon. There. Now you just tie a little knot. Cut the thread, and it's attached. Make sure that this is nice and secured in there so that it doesn't come off. And it's optional, you can leave it without. So the little dress is done. For the back side, I went ahead and attached my buttons. These are 12mm size buttons, and I'm using 2. Depending on the size that you make, you may need smaller size or bigger size buttons. So here's the back side and the front. Absolutely beautiful. Now let me give you the finished measurements. The total length from the top of the shoulder to the end here of the hem, it's measuring about 12 inches, which is about 30.5 centimeters. The sleeve opening from top to bottom, it's measuring about 3.75 inches, which is about 9.5 centimeters. The yoke depth from here to here, right across this measurement, it's measuring about 11 centimeters, which is about 4.25 inches. The neck circumference all around, it's measuring about 9.5 inches, which is about 24 centimeters. And the chest measurement, just the top, it's measuring about 9.25 inches, which is about 23.5 centimeters. So based on these measurements, this little dress is for baby girls between 3 and 6 months, but you can easily make it smaller or bigger. I'd say from a newborn size and up to 12 to 24 months. In the information box below, I'll go ahead and leave you some information on how you can easily make it smaller or bigger, so be sure to check that out. And as always, if you prefer a written pattern, check out my Etsy shop. I'll leave the link to my Etsy shop down here in the information box and up here on the right hand side. Now, as far as yarn, for the 3 to 6 month size, I used a total of 135 grams. In the mint color, I used 125 grams, and in the secondary color, which is the white, I used 10 grams. So that's a total of 135 grams, which is about 435 yards or 400 meters. Depending on the size that you make, you may need less or more. Now, comment below and let me know if you want me to make a matching diaper cover, baby booties, or a bonnet. I'll gladly go ahead and do that, but make sure to comment. Okay, so this was today's tutorial. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.